everyone doing tonight? Jander did tell you guys my name is Trevor Post. A little bit about me. I'm a parent. Do we have any other parents here tonight? Give it up for parents. I'm a full-time single dad, which is a little weird. I don't have to tell you. You guys have heard this story a million times. Some irresponsible woman got me pregnant. Couldn't deal with it, left me with the kids. No, in all seriousness, I did get divorced a few years ago. Divorce is a pretty funny thing. I'm in my 30s. For a lot of guys in their 30s, divorce is kind of the end. It wasn't like that with me and my ex-wife. It was actually sort of a mutual thing. I was lucky that way. It turned out that me and my ex-wife had incompatible fetishes. Anyone here have fetishes? Raise your hand. Your feet? Can I see some toes, folks? Yeah, like I said, we had incompatible fetishes. My ex-wife was into something called FinDom. You guys know what FinDom is? That's financial domination. She enjoyed that for some time until she no longer could, if you get what I mean. What I mean is that I'm broke. I did say it was a mutual thing though. I had a weird fetish. I've since had to get rid of this fetish. Not a lot of people are into it. My fetish was being in love. Married with kids for the rest of my life. To build a house and a home. So, just kind of weird stuff. I got to get rid of it. But I love being a dad. I love being a single dad. The best thing about being a dad is that you get to play with your kids. I love playing with my kids. The other day I was playing with my kids. We were playing their favorite game. We were playing Cops and Robbers. You guys ever remember playing Cops and Robbers?
Yeah.
Cops and Robbers is this awesome game where my kids are always the cops and I'm always a criminal. Yeah, so we were playing that game and my daughter, she knelt down right in front of me. I was under arrest. She knelt down right in front of me and she shouted, "You're handcuffed!" And she had both my wrists with slap bracelets, which I didn't even realize that slap bracelets were still a thing. And I laughed. I know you're not supposed to laugh at the police, but I couldn't help it. And she's like, "What's funny?" And I had to explain to her, I'm like, the word's actually handcuffed, it's not handcuffed. We did eventually agree that handcuffed is the better word. It's a little bit more descriptive, I think. What happened next, I'm actually really proud of. My son turned off his body cam. My daughter spit in my face and slammed my head against the just for good measure. Like I said, I'm really proud. I'm proud that my kids understand the criminal justice system at such a young age. So anyway, my arraignment is on Tuesday, you guys. Please pray for me. Now, for my last 2 minutes, I don't normally do political jokes. I feel like nowadays political jokes don't have the same currency as they used to. They don't hang around for as long as they used to. Unlike permanent tax cuts for the ultra rich or Supreme Court nominees. I just feel like political humor doesn't last as long as it used to. But we are coming up. We are entering the 2020 presidential race because presidential races never end these days. And I get involved with politics. I follow it. But if you really want to make a change, you got to focus on regional and local politics. So heading into 2020, this is my big initiative, and I wonder if you guys can get on board with this. You guys love public supermarkets, right? I think in 2020, I would vote for a candidate that vowed to fully socialize public supermarkets. You guys on board with this? Gone would be the days that only the ultra rich could buy Congress people, right? Because Publix is going to run a BOGO on those. We can do it by one get them free. They could have Publix executions, right? I think this week I'm going to buy the Greenwise guillotine. I know it costs a little bit more, but it works better. And the state's going to pay for it anyway. They wouldn't even have to change their slogan too much. They could say, Publix, where chopping is a pleasure. Real quick, one more political joke. Everyone's mad about Paul Manafort getting less than 4 years, right? Yeah, the guy steals hundreds of millions of dollars, only has to pay a little bit of it back, and gets less than 4 years. Isn't that how college was supposed to work? I mean, and he only had to pay back a little bit. He got to pay it back all at once. He didn't have student loans hanging over his head all the time. So, this is awkward because I've got 15 seconds left. So why don't you guys just laugh a whole bunch? Because I'm about to take myself over on stage. Come on. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Give it up for Beck, everybody! Give it up for Dylan Roof if he wasn't racist. Nothing? That's a really good reference. The black dude laughed, and that was against him specifically. You're now known as the one of you. Yeah, glove up, motherfucker. We don't want you reproducing. No! A fork?
You're not down for doing lingolingus.
How did you just bring a country club salad fork with a Section 8 face? How the fuck did that happen? Hot Topic doesn't sell fucking 3-pronged salad forks. This isn't a lobster, motherfucker. Eat that shit. Eat that shit. Oh, it's my favorite part. It's so great. It's so bad. It's so bad. We didn't even sign paperwork. Do you consent to terms? You don't have any heart problems? You won't shoot up my high school?
Oh no, I have serious heart problems.
We're looking for our first death. We had our first puker. Oh God. How's it going?
Not so bad yet.
Oh, yet. This is too casual to me. I don't like this. I'm just gonna get through this wing and think about doing kick flips in my head. How old are you, Trevor?
I'm 33. I'm the year of the Lord.
You're 13 years too old for that lip ring, buddy. You look like you were you look like you're a Blink-182 cover band that touches 16-year-old girls specifically. Hey! Hey, that's what happens here! It's getting worse here?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I can see that you're getting more ginger as this goes on. Let me just eat the white meat. This is like cannibalism. I've never seen somebody full of white meat eating white meat. Alright, man, we'll clear you. You're good. If you want to go back in, go for it. Finish that shit! Finish that shit! Alright, buddy, take those gloves off. Your second 5 starts now, sir. Give it up for Trevor, everybody!
Woo!
That is horrendous. So, yeah, I did tell you guys that I'm a parent again. I love hanging out with my kids. You know, like a judge had to look at me and their mother and say, "Yeah, the full-time care and feeding of 2 small people. Let's give it to that guy." This is horrible. So like any good parent, I take it as a very serious responsibility to indoctrinate my kids in the things that I believe in. You know, teach them the things that I believe, teach them the things that are important to me. And so I decided a long time ago that one of the most important things I could teach my kids was a concept called mana no aware, which basically means the entropy of all things. You know, nothing lasts forever. You know, even what's carved in stone will eventually fall away to dust. Everyone and everything dies. Deal with it. The law has imbued me with this power. You can't do anything about it. So it's been a dream of mine for a while to go to a shelter and adopt like a mid-sized, middle-aged dog. And I can use that dog to teach my kids about like companionship and responsibility. And hopefully, within a couple of years, that dog would pass away. And that would be like I'm about to do. That would be like a real like concrete and teachable moment where I could really drive home this concept that I find to be so important. But circumstances in my life have never really allowed me to adopt a dog. So last Christmas, one of the big gifts I got for my kids is I got a fish tank. And I've never owned fish before. I didn't realize that so much maintenance came with them. And so the first time we cleaned the fish tank, I did it out of order, and we accidentally killed one of the fish. So after we were putting all this stuff back, you know, I noticed one of these guys floating face up, and I was like, "Now's your chance, right?" And I made my kids play rock, paper, scissors to see which one of them could use the little green net, take the fish to the bathroom, dump it in the toilet, and we could do it its last rites. It's at this point in the story that I have to tell you guys that I'm also a little bit of an eco-warrior. I know this will surprise you. And what I mean to say is at that time, my toilet had recently been used and had not been flushed. I've never seen a fish more alive in my goddamn life, you guys. Then the second that goldfish hit the gold water of my toilet. My kids are panicking, they're screaming, which means I'm screaming and I'm panicking. I didn't know what to do. I knelt right down and stuck my hands in the pee-pee toilet, sir. And fished, no pun intended, that poor little guy out of the toilet. And so I take him to the sink and I'm like gently massaging, the water off of him. And after a couple minutes, my kids are calming down and stop screaming, which means I've calmed down and I've stopped screaming. And after a couple minutes, I'm like, all right, it's fine. It's time for us to take this guy back and put him back in the fish tank. What else are we gonna do? And the fish didn't miss a beat, right? It just dropped right in, like Jesus of Nazareth, right? I am Jesus of Nazareth, and I return to teach you a new way. And whereas I had set out to teach my kids like this concrete, teachable lesson about the inevitability of death, I had accidentally taught them the miracle of the resurrection. There is a slight follow-up to that story. That is not the last fish to have died in our fish tank. So in addition to making my kids play rock, paper, scissors every time to see which one of them gets to use the net and do the honors, the loser of the rock, paper, scissors game has to pee in the toilet before we consign it to its watery grave, And they've been really disappointed. I mean, like, I really do think that every time they think, like, there's a chance, Nemo might be coming back to us if I just pee just the right way. So anyway, thank you guys so much. My name's Trevor Post. This has been a horrible experience.